Hello everyone. So this is the part 4 of respiration, and in this lecture we'll be discussing about the Krebs cycle in detail. So let's have a quick revision. So in the first part we studied about the basics and then we completed the glycolysis in detail, where we had informed total 2 ATPs formed, but net ATPs formed were 7. After the glycolysis, we understood about the acetyl coenzyme A formation, and in this video, we'll be dealing about the Krebs cycle in detail. So let's look at some points about the Krebs cycle. So first of all, the Krebs cycle is also called the TCA cycle or the tricarboxylic acid cycle, and it is also known as the citric acid cycle because the first product that is formed in this cycle is the citrate, and it is an oxidative process, and also it is an 8-step cyclic process. And finally, we have the substrate level phosphorylation in this process. That is, we have the formation of ATPs. So let's look at the site where the Krebs cycle functions. So talking about the eukaryotes, it occurs in the matrix of the mitochondria. And the matrix is the gel-like part that is present in the mitochondria. And talking about the prokaryotes, it is found to function in the cytosol. What is the cytosol? We have already discussed. So now let us look at the complete Krebs cycle in detail. So first of all, we can see that initially we had glucose, from which the 2-pyruvic acid were produced, and from those 2-pyruvic acid there was the formation of 2-acetyl coenzyme A. So this is the complete Krebs cycle, which is also known as the TCA cycle. So for one glucose we have 2 Krebs cycles function, because in Krebs cycle only one acetyl coenzyme A is processed. So let's look into the pathway now. So first of all, the oxaloacetic acid combines with the acetyl coenzyme A in the presence of citrate synthase to form the first stable product, that is citrate, and this citrate gets converted into the isocitrate in the presence of aconitase. One extra point to remember about aconitase is that it is a moonlightening enzyme. What it is, we'll discuss it in the subsequent video. So after this isocitrate is formed, we have the formation of alpha ketoglutarate, and in the process of this conversion, isocitrate dehydrogenase enzyme is used, and along with that we have the formation of one NADH, and also one carbon dioxide is evolved out. After the formation of alpha ketoglutarate, it gets converted into the succinyl coenzyme A with the elimination of carbon dioxide and NADH, and also we have alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase functioning in this conversion. After the formation of succinyl coenzyme A, it gets converted into the succinate with elimination of the coenzyme A, which is recycled again for the formation of the acetyl coenzyme A by a separate pathway. And along with acetyl coenzyme A, we have the formation of GTP, which is an alternate form of the ATP. After succinate, we have the fumarate formed with the elimination of FADH2. And finally, the fumarate gets converted into the malate by the enzyme fumarase. And after the formation of malate, the cycle continues in the same manner again. As the malate gets converted by the help of malate dehydrogenase, one NADH is also produced. In the Krebs cycle, the most important points to remember are that at which step which particular molecule is getting eliminated, because many questions are formed from this area. So let's look at the products which are formed in this cycle. So talking about one cycle, we have 3 NADH formed at step number 3, step number 4 and at step number 8. Talking about FADH2, only one FADH2 is formed at step number 6 and one GTP is produced at step number 5. So, because we have 2 acetyl coenzyme A produced from the 2 pyruvic acid, hence in order to process those 2 acetyl coenzyme A, we would require 2 Krebs cycles to be in action. Hence, from 2 acetyl coenzyme A, we would get 6 NADH, 2 FADH2 and 2 GTP produced. And after the calculation, we will get 20 ATPs in total. How 20 ATPs? Because 1 NADH2 is equivalent to 2.5 ATPs and 1 FADH2 is equivalent to 1.5 ATPs. So after subsequent calculation and addition, we got 20 ATPs in total. So these are the products of the Krebs cycle. We have 6 NADH, 2 FADH2 and 2 GTPs. And in total we have 20 ATPs produced. So an extra point to remember in this cycle is that aconitase, which was being used in the second step where the citrate was getting converted into isocitrate, that enzyme is an example of moon lightening enzyme. And what is a moon lightening enzyme? Any enzyme which have many functions. So that particular enzyme is known as moon lightening enzyme. So this was all about the Krebs cycle. So let's discuss a previous CSIR net question. So the question is asking about the energy rich molecules that are produced in the TCA cycle. So remember that it is asking about one TCA cycle which is processing one acetyl coenzyme A. According to our knowledge which we have just gained, we can find out that we have the formation of 1 GTP, 3 NADH and 1 FADH2 formed in the TCA cycle. Hence, C is the correct option. So with this, we are done with the complete Krebs cycle in detail, and in the next video, we'll be completing the process of respiration. So if you like this video, please do like, share it with your friends and please subscribe to my channel, and I'll be coming up very soon with the last part of respiration. Till then, keep learning.